Hey guys, welcome out to the shop today. As you can see, I have a couple clamps here sitting in front of me. Both of these style clamps are from Bessey. And I have one set of I-beam style clamps and then one set of pipe style clamps. I was asked if I wanted to do a review on their I-beam style, and of course I said yes. I love their clamps and I have quite a few of them now. And I also really wanted to give them a run for their money against all of their other clamps. Now, I had a choice of 4 different sizes: a 24, 36, 48, or 60-inch style clamps. Here in my shop, I have these pipe clamps that I have nothing else to match to them. These are about 55 inches in length. So when I got the opportunity, I said, give me the biggest clamps you have, and that was their 60-inch clamps. Now, right out of the box, I checked it out, and these are stout. These are extremely stout. They're heavy. You can tell they're heavy duty, quality made right out of the box. The testing doesn't stop there though. If you just went by looks, you'd obviously say they look good. They're nice, brand new. I love the red, you know, but that doesn't do anything for the testing aspect and see how well they actually do. So I had 2 projects I was working on this weekend. I was working on some floating shelves. I gave these clamps some work and was trying to see how well they would actually perform. The first thing that I noticed about them is that they didn't come with any pads like the pipe clamp assembly does. But that's not a big deal. You can always get something to cover those up, like a piece of leather or something, and you can glue those on there. That's not anything major. The one thing that I noticed different from the pipe clamp compared to their I-beam clamp is the H bracket or the H footing on the bottom. This I really liked because it was wide. And then I realized that their entire base of the I-beam is a nice wide bottom. So it really makes up for itself. These don't tip back and forth just like the pipe clamps don't. So here is a close-up of the bases of these 2 style clamps. As you can see, this might be a little bit wider, but this is still very good. It doesn't rock back and forth, and the stability is there for when you're clamping up your projects. Still focusing on this sliding mechanism, look at the size difference of these 2. I like this. I really like the design of these. I haven't ever had any trouble with sliding these back and forth or them locking up. And look at how much beefier this one is. This one right here will last a really long time, and I mean, it's extremely stout. That's very well built. So this one on the pipe clamp is the same size on the top and bottom. This top is a little bit narrower than the bottom, but it's really smooth back and forth. I don't know, this one's so nice and stout that if you wanted to, you could probably just sit here all day long just giving your own wrist a workout, just squeezing this back and forth. This is really good. So now we're going to go ahead and look at the head of this. Right off the bat with the head of this, you can tell that the handles are better built on the I-beam style over the pipe clamp style. The length of the handle is longer. This is the same casted feel that the metal is of the actual clamping area, and this feels like it's been powder coated, which makes it a nicer feel in your hand for when you're using it. The length overall, it gives you better torque for when you're trying to clamp something down. And as I back this out, you can tell with all of the other clamps, we'll slide these up next to each other. Look at the difference in the threaded area that I have to work with. These only have about 1.5 inches that you can work with on the pipe clamp, and the I-beam style have 3¼ inches in length that you can actually extend this out. So we'll move these aside real quick so that I can turn these over. Now the pipe clamps, they continue on this headed area to have the little feet that kind of stick out wide, helping with the balance. And that is really good. I really like that design. But the I-beam style, it actually lost the width on the foot right here, so this is kind of skinny. But over the weekend working on the projects I had, I don't have any tilt. I mean, I'm hitting that, I'm rocking that back and forth. And I think that the weight of the clamp and also the base that is down there really help with keeping the stability there from rocking back and forth. So even though they took the width away right here, it still does not tip side to side and fall over. So one thing with dealing with clamps that I always worry about is whenever I get into almost a full length of clamping area where the clamp will actually bow. I've never had any problems with this with a Bessey clamp, and especially with this pipe clamp, I've done almost a full extension glue up before and I've never had any bow, and that also is due to it being a pipe shape. So I wanted to go ahead and try to do a full extension glue up and see if I get any bow out of this. I haven't done this yet, and I've got a 4x4 that I will try to put as much pressure on it as possible and see if I get any bow or flex out of these. Let's go ahead and get the 4x4 over here and get this clamp. Alright, so I just got this 4x4 cut. I cut it at 50 inches in length, and I just want to give it a little bit of room so that I can expand things. So I've got that clamped in there, and now I will tighten this down. We'll see how it goes. Now I've got it tightened down, so I'll flip this over. Right now it is completely flat onto that 4x4. So right now I've got it clamped up. I turned it over and it is completely flat on that 4x4. So what I'll do is I'll crank on the handle and we'll see if it bows at all. So now we've got it just barely touching on here. I'm going to crank on this handle and see, I can actually feel the clamp tightening up. And I've got so yeah, that's pretty tight. It's got the rivets sitting down here. Those look all in good shape. I've got this clamped way tighter than you would ever clamp up a woodworking project unless you were just trying to break your wood apart. And I don't see any kind of flex anywhere. Not in the head, not in the threaded area. Nothing looks like it's trying to get damaged with the rivets. And again, I don't recommend you guys trying to do this, trying to break your clamps, but they wanted a review done, right? So we're trying to do the best review possible. So now we're coming over here just so you guys can see that there's no bow in this whatsoever. Usually on all the other ones, it really bows bad with the no-name clamps. So yeah, I really like this. I got a lot of pressure right now put on that clamping area, and as you can see, the rivets are holding up fine. There's no flex or bend in the threaded areas. The handle felt great. Now, I could actually feel it clamping down really tight as I was putting it on. Alright, so how do these do? How do I feel about them? I really like them. These are possibly my new favorite clamps that Bessey came out with. I used them this weekend on my floating shelf project and they worked marvelous. They have a lot of clamping area up on the head and the foot area right here, which is really nice. It's one thing I like about the K-body style that they make. The feel of all their components is really nice. There's no sharp edges. The handles are really smooth. Even though they don't have the padding right here, the little rubber area, I had absolutely no damage to my project this weekend, and I was working with cedar, which is a very soft wood. I didn't have any kind of damage whatsoever with the correct amount of pressure putting on for my glue up. So Bessey, thank you guys for letting me review these, and these are my new favorite clamps. I wish I had a size in about the 36 inch, a little bit smaller for my smaller projects. You guys, I highly recommend them. They feel great. They work amazing. Like I said, the only thing that I thought was going to be a problem was going to be the width of this base right here. But I guess because of the weight and the width of the other foot area, it really helps with the stability of it. Guys, go check out Bessey online. I'll leave a link to their website down below. Go check them out on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Follow them. They make really great products whether you're into woodworking or metalworking. So go check them out. Thanks for watching this review. If you guys have any comments, questions, list them in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and give that thumbs up button. Go check out Bessey clamps, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.